You can talk now. It's okay. I'm just demonstrating how many people are here.
And then to show us that we stayed.
We're still here.
Right. There was like, okay, same audience. What's up with that? There's a couple new faces.
Yes.
At the end, you'll see her passing out cash on there saying that's how she got her audience.
Obesity has been a major issue in the United States. Per the Center of Disease Control, the CDC, 72.5 Americans are now considered obese. So that means 30% of our population is now obese. Mayo Clinic actually believes that 1 out of every 3 adults is obese, and the numbers are rising every day. The credentials I've obtained to speak to you today about crash dieting and obesity is that I've been a registered nurse for 8 years. I did some research on WebMD.com, MayoClinic.com, and the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control. So as I said, the number has been increasing rapidly, and because people are more obese now, crash diets are becoming more popular. Crash dieting, there's so many of them, I didn't even list them. A lot of them have very strict calorie intake. The most popular ones will limit calorie intake to 500 calories a day. Some of them just make you only drink liquids, cabbage soup. There's so many different types of crash diets right now. Well, this is the important part. What people don't understand about crash diets is the complications that can arise from them. You want to get into that little black dress for the reunion. You want to get into the swimsuit for the summer, but you don't realize what you're doing to your body when you do a crash diet. I just listed a few of the most important ones: dehydration, malnutrition, electrolyte imbalance, gallstones, cardiac stress, heart palpitations, and heart attacks. Dehydration is huge. When your body is severely dehydrated, you will go into electrolyte imbalance. Potassium is the #1 issue that we see in the hospital setting with electrolyte imbalances. If you're limiting your calories to 500 calories a day, you're not taking in an adequate amount of potassium. And some of these diets will even tell you, take a potassium supplement. They're letting you know that you're not going to have enough potassium. If you lack potassium, you can go into cardiac arrhythmias such as VTAC, and I personally have shocked a young woman because she's gone into VTAC, which is when your heart's not perfusing and you die, and from electrolyte imbalance. Gallstones, 12 to 14% of people per the CDC will get gallstones if they have too rapid of a weight loss. Heart palpitations, you can get heart palpitations from coffee, cigarettes, and alcohol, but when you put that much added stress on your body, you can get heart palpitations. Also, your heart is a muscle. So if you're not taking in an adequate amount of protein to aid in your muscle, then you can cause heart issues such as a heart attack. So what can you do to prevent this? You can diet correctly. You know, having an adequate amount of calories a day. The average person needs 2,000 calories a day. You need to eat a well-balanced diet. Exercise regularly. If you exercise regularly, that's going to help and aid in weight loss in the correct way. If you're not sure of what you should be eating, you can contact a nutritionist for food portion control. See how much you really should be eating. You know, when we have a piece of steak, do you really need the whole plate covered in steak, or can you just have a fist size? So our crash diet is successful. Per WebMD, they will take the weight loss off. They are successful in rapid weight loss. But is it worth it? Is it worth risking the complications that may arise for the rapid weight loss? Also, even though it takes off the pounds, it has been shown that 95% of people per WebMD will put the weight immediately back on the minute they stop the crash diet. Another thing that is huge with crash diets, especially, this won't happen the first time you crash diets, but if you crash diet multiple times and you yo-yo, when you have weight gain and loss, your tissues are expanding and then contracting, expanding, contracting, and think about what that does to your blood vessels. It actually will wear and tear on your blood vessels. So now your blood vessels are expanding and contracting, and it can actually cause micro tears. And when those micro tears open a little bit, that actually leads to atherosclerosis, leaking of blood vessels, and heart issues. And those are non-reversible without intervention. So lose weight the healthy way. What can you do to lose weight in a healthy way? All you have to do is decrease your calorie intake 500 calories a day to lose 1 pound a week. People don't understand how many calories they are actually consuming until they write it down. You might be taking in 3,000, 4,000 calories a day and not even know it. So if you decrease only 500 a day, that's going to make you lose 1 pound a week. And then if you add exercise in, you could lose even more than that. And it's not about, you can definitely lose 3 to 4 pounds a week healthy if you're doing it in the healthy way. But it's more about the rapid weight loss and constricting your calories that's unsafe. So to conclude, crash diets do not have lasting results. They will take off the weight in a rapid time frame, but is it really worth the complications and the risks that are associated with it to do this diet? It may be extremely harmful to one's health, and actually what people don't understand is when you're restricting your calories to such a small amount, you're actually slowing your metabolism because your body thinks it's starving itself. So then if you're only taking in 500 calories a day, it's going to want to store all those calories in your fat cells to use them for energy later. So that's going to slow your metabolism, reduce the amount of weight that you're going to actually lose, and prevent future weight gain rapidly. Any questions?
Come on, Ginny. Come
I
on,
know, I
with
know.
questions.
That's okay.
You should be the
I
one.
don't have any. She answered all my questions.
I know, it was a good presentation.
I want to thank you guys. Any questions?
Good, Lois.
Did any of your research note how quickly the weight is gained back after it's lost through a crash diet?
Yes, actually, within 3 weeks per WebMD, you'll usually gain all your weight back. So 3-week time frame. Because your cells are expanding, you're eating what you normally would have been eating, and you're not restricting, so you'll gain it back very fast. A small percentage didn't gain it back that fast, but then they eventually did, but the majority of it gained within 3 weeks.
And don't you usually gain more weight back?
You usually do, because you're storing the cells and you restricted it, so then it just wants to feed everything, and then you're eating what you normally did, and sometimes you're actually binging, you're eating more because you just withheld everything and you deprived your body of it, so a lot of times you'll binge and you'll eat even more. Good question.
So what about like the Jenny Craigs and all these, the Atkins? Are they
Jenny
not
Craig.
good?
No,
Weight
Jenny Craig is
Watchers?
actually a good
Well,
diet.
Weight Watchers.
Yeah, Weight Watchers is the best, I believe,
Right.
because it's all about portion control. If you want a Carmelo on Weight Watchers, you can have a Carmelo. It's just worth 9 points. So if you're, only allowed 20 points a day, and you would like to use your 9 points